The United States is moving an aircraft carrier across half the planet, not for training, not for diplomacy, but for deterrence, at a cost of more than $6 million per day before a single missile is fired. In an age of stealth bombers and hypersonic weapons, one question matters. Why does Washington still rely on these slow, floating cities of steel? A bomber strikes and leaves. An aircraft carrier stays. It places 70 combat aircraft just miles off an adversary's coastline. Day and night, week after week, no overflight permission, no foreign airbase politics, just presence. This is the difference between a warning and a sustained threat. And that distinction is exactly why carriers still dominate modern war planning. Right now, the chessboard is moving. The Pentagon is executing its largest naval redistribution since the 2003 Iraq invasion, from the Pacific to the Persian Gulf. The United States operates 11 nuclear-powered aircraft carriers. 10 are Nimitz-class workhorses. One is the Ford class, the most advanced warship ever built. When a flash order is issued, a carrier like the USS Abraham Lincoln can sprint from the South China Sea to the Middle East in just days. But every move creates risk. Each carrier sent west thins America's deterrence in the Pacific, and rivals are watching closely. Here's what most coverage ignores. Aircraft carriers don't operate alone. Behind them comes a massive, invisible operation. Missile defense systems, fuel tankers, airlift squadrons, hundreds of cargo flights move Patriot batteries and radar systems from Europe and Asia into the Middle East. Older interceptor missiles are pulled from storage to counter cheap drone swarms. Newer, scarce interceptors are quietly reserved for ballistic and hypersonic threats. This is logistics warfare, and it's happening long before the first strike. Deterrence isn't cheap. Operating a single carrier strike group costs between $6.5 and $9 million per day. That covers fuel, maintenance, and food for nearly 7,000 sailors. One interceptor missile can cost $12 million. Some naval missiles exceed $28 million per shot. A 30-day deployment can burn through over $1.5 billion, and that's without combat. War begins financially long before it begins kinetically. Now comes the real vulnerability: access. If regional partners deny port access out of fear of retaliation, carrier escorts run out of fuel in days. Without friendly ports, the U.S. Navy must create a steel supply chain stretching thousands of kilometers back to bases like Diego Garcia. If that chain breaks, the most powerful fleet in history becomes a floating museum. But carriers aren't the only option. If the seas close, the sky stays open. The United States can deploy strategic bombers anywhere on Earth within 24 hours. The B-2 Spirit, invisible to radar, the B-1 Lancer, fast, heavy, relentless, and the B-52, a flying missile truck that never needed stealth to stay relevant. This is why carriers buy time, and bombers close the deal. Aircraft carriers aren't obsolete. They are political weapons as much as military ones. They signal intent. They lock down regions. They force adversaries to react. When a carrier moves, it's not just a deployment, it's a message. And right now, that message is being delivered at full speed.